All right, everybody, welcome out to the Logrum Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, May the 20th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai pondering something.
Pondering why I don't have anything to eat.
That is strange.
And I'm just looking around, seeing if there's anything. Well, I'm pretty certain almost everything here is edible, depending on how long I want to live.
That's true. Or how long you want to chew. There's that too.
Or how much blood there want to be, because there's a lot of glassware here.
Well, there will be blood. I heard that in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, right?
Yeah, that was can't remember the actor's name right now. I can picture him. Not a pretty man.
No, it was not. So anyway, enough about that. So, how are you on this fine evening?
Feeling very low.
Feeling very low?
Hold on. That's better.
That's better.
Not as low.
Not as low now. You just picked yourself up.
Yes.
Dust yourself off and start all over again. Yeah.
Where did this come from? Jesus.
The t-shirt or
no, the dust.
The dust. Well, I mean, you're getting to be that age, so you might just be making it. Then again, we all make dust. Dust is us, right?
Well, we came from dust, and to it we shall return.
This is true. This is true.
It's a paraphrase of something.
Something like that.
And not Kansas either, because we're in New Jersey.
Right.
Beer.
Well, it is windy enough here.
Windy?
Yeah, dust in the wind. Kansas, you mentioned that. I figured I'd keep going with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like, isn't Windy? Is Windy the association? Who did Windy?
Windy's in association with Chicago, but I don't think either of us are drinking any Chicago beers tonight. So.
No, I don't think so either.
If you're opening the one I think you're opening, I'll open it too, since we're drinking the same beer tonight.
Except I opened the wrong one.
You went big first?
Hold on. I'm going to pour this in the glass it's supposed to go into, which is over here. Yeah, I'm paying attention. Nope, that's still the wrong beer. Jeez, how big is this cooler? I can't pull out the right damn beer. Okay, I'm going to put you back in here. Let the rest of you chill out for a little bit. Just don't spill in there. That's brand new. God, there's nothing worse than getting a brand new cooler and immediately spilling a beer in it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That christens it, in kind of, sort of.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like putting a dent or a scratch into a pickup truck. Is it really a pickup truck without a dent or a scratch?
Without a dent or a scratch, right? Exactly. It's
not, if it's not, if you disagree with that and you think it's a pickup truck without a dent or scratch, you're just a poser.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Just wait. Look, it doesn't take long, right? Because I'll tell you, the instant you buy a pickup truck, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've ever had one before. I don't care if you need one or you don't need one. The instant you buy a pickup truck, within a day or two, you're going to get a phone call from somebody to ask you to help them move something.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it works.
And then you'll get the dent or the scratch, and you're good to go.
Yeah. And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
When Matthew and I were out in when we went to Yellowstone, I was noticing that there's like a lot of people out there. We were like in the potato farm area and all that. A lot of people were in Carhartt, and I said to him, these people actually do Carhartt stuff,
right?
Unlike the people that we normally see wearing Carhartt that, have never gotten dirt under their nails.
Right.
They're the ones that,
if they did get dirt under their nails, they weren't wearing their fancy Carhartt while they were doing it because they didn't want to get oiled.
No, they're
oiled, soiled, and dirty. It said at the same time. I said doiled. That didn't come out right.
But it's in like Trading Spaces, Jamie Lee Curtis would have taken one look at their nails and said, "Yep, you're rich." Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've never worked a day in your life.
Exactly. So what are you drinking for your first beer?
Same thing you're drinking for your first beer. Mm-hmm. It's called...
I want you to pronounce it.
Empyrumatic.
Empyrumatic?
Empyrumatic.
I'm going to say pyro.
There's an EU in there. Empyrumatic.
Empyrumatic. And I'll put the front of the can up. There you go.
There you go. So you see the back and the front.
There you go. Elder Pine. It's a smoked Helles lager, 5.5%. Elder Pine Brewing down in beautiful Gaithersburg, Maryland. Got a nice. It's got a really nice smoky nose. I'm gonna just BSUs from the aroma. I'm going to go with 2.8. I'm really going halves, but I'm not going to quite give it a 3, but it's more than a 2.5.
Oh, there's a Hellas. I'm getting a little slight camphor note, so I think I'm going to go from the nose 3.2.
Okay. Well, why don't we average it out and both give it a 3? How's that?
Well, no, let's see. All
right. Solid 3.
That is a solid 3, actually. Mm. That's nice. That's lovely.
That's lovely. It's lovely.
Lovely, as they say. I still don't know who they are, but they say that.
They say that. I always said that for years, since I was, for years and years. I've been saying, one day we're going to walk in an office building. We're going to be walking down a hallway. There's going to be a door with a sign on it that says, "We are they."
We are they.
We are they. And in it, you open the door and they just say random cliches, random phrases, random stuff. And they don't say they say because they are they. So they just say.
We say.
We say they.
As we say.
As we say. They
lovely.
say. Lovely. Lovely. So we would open the door and somebody would say, "Lovely," and somebody would write it down.
That was one of my favorite gags in Roseanne. Roseanne's parents and grandparents were visiting, and Dan was trying to be patient. He's trying to be patient, but they're driving him crazy.
Right.
And Roseanne's, I think it was her grandfather, said, "You know what I used to say?" And he said something, and Dan went, "You used to say that? And then you stopped saying it? Why would you stop saying that?
Why would you stop saying it?
I don't understand." But it was just the exasperation in his voice that just made that scene.
Exactly.
As only Dan Connor could deliver.
As only Dan Connor could deliver. All right.
Awesome.
So let's get a couple things out of the way.
We need to pour something out for our homies, right? For one of our homies.
We need to pour something out for one of our brethren. I'll top off my glass in honor of his chair at the end of the bar.
That empty stool, forever empty now.
And in his honor, I'm drinking out of my Treehouse glass because it is from Massachusetts, as was his character.
Mine's from Long Island, actually.
There you go. Well, it's close enough.
Maybe
just across the sound, in a state or two.
Yeah.
But in any event, say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Norm. There you go.
He's gone.
Norm is no longer with us, in case you have not heard the news. Anybody rewatching this, you'll probably have heard it by then. But anybody listening now, he's left this mortal coil. He's sitting at the end of the bar.
He shuffled off the mortal coil.
He shuffled off this mortal coil. He's sitting at the end of the bar in that big island bar in the sky.
I don't see him at an island bar, really.
Not an island bar. An island bar. It was
a cloud. I see what you're saying. The circular bar.
A circular bar is an island bar.
You ever notice no one ever sat on the other side of it?
No, because then their back would be to the camera.
Exactly.
Right.
It was just like, the painting of the Last Supper. Why is everybody on one side of the friggin' table?
Exactly. Well, I think they showed how they did that, right? Back when Leonardo da Vinci did that. I almost said Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wrong dude.
Yeah. When Leonardo da Vinci did it, they showed how it happened, right? Historically accurate, I think they said was in History of the World Part 1.
Yeah, History of the World.
Okay, everybody up. All I got is the backs. All I got is no good. All I got the backs. Everybody up. All to the other side of the table.
Did they order the soup? I don't remember.
Try the soup.
Mm-hmm.
Try the soup. Push the malt wine.
Anyway, so we have other business to get out of the way.
We do. Let's go back to our. If you haven't guessed it, folks, right now it is a just the two of us show. We haven't had one in a while. It's been months.
It's been a while.
It's been 4 months plus since we did just the two of us show. So
really,
yeah.
That's got to be our longest streak.
I would imagine actually probably is.
That's got to be our longest streak because that's even longer than when we started the show. And
when we started the show, it was only it was like 2 months, and then
it was only 2 months. So this got to be our longest streak. Wow, that's impressive. You're sure about that? I'm calling shenanigans.
Oh, it's definitely no. The last time we did it was January. Last time we did it,
really that long ago?
Yeah.
That was
our booking agent has been good at his job lately. So
we've both been booking.
Yeah. Well, the collective, our booking agent,
as we say,
not they. We. Are you checking?
Yes.
We actually did 2 just.
And you're sort of wrong.
Sort of wrong.
No, you're definitely wrong.
How is that?
That's 1922.
1922. We've been doing that this long. Holy crap.
2022. Wrong twos.
1922.
Just the twos.
Dave and I are both 160 years old.
Yeah, January 28th. Look at that.
Yep.
Brewery trips and bottle shares.
Yep. And then we did the earlier in the month. We did the non-alcoholic show.
Oh, our first ever and last ever annual.
Our first and last. So yes.
Oh, please don't remind me of that. That was just hideous.
That was bad. That was bad.
I still have one of the Guinnesses left though.
The Guinness was actually good.
It was okay.
The Guinness is. I mean, for what it is, it's actually good.
Speaking of Guinness, when we're in. Carrie and I took the trip to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We went to San Antonio.
Right.
In San Antonio, on the Riverwalk there, they have a Dirty Nelly's. Now, Dirty Nelly's is an Irish pub. It's a damn good Irish pub.
Sure.
Right next to Bunratty Castle.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, I sent you a picture of a particular fire department shield that they had opposite the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you recognized it, did you not?
I did.
Which one was that? Is that North Bergen?
It was North Bergen, yeah.
Yeah, they had North Bergen there, who makes a showing on this show quite
often.
North
Hudson,
and they make a showing here a lot. But on Riverwalk in San Antonio, they have a Dirty Nelly's in honor of that Dirty Nelly's. And I don't know if they're the same company or not, but this has to be one of the places in the U.S. that actually gets their Guinness from Ireland.
Oh, wow. Because
we sat down, it was a blistering hot day. We walk in, it's nice and cool inside. There's someone playing piano, okay-ish. They're actually playing piano well. They're singing okay-ish. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, I had to get a Guinness. And Carrie gets a Guinness, and she's waiting for me to take my first sip. I take my first sip, and I'm just like, she's like, what's wrong? I said, this is a good pint. This is not a U.S. pint.
This is something special.
This is not water. This has got some body to it. So yeah, if you're in San Antonio and you have had Guinness in Ireland, get to Dirty Nelly's. Okay, is it still on par with the Guinness and Dirty Nelly's in Ireland? No, it's not. Probably because they don't have the same kind of beer engines, Guinness engines that they have over in Ireland, and also not the training
right
they have over in Ireland to pour it.
And also not the time it's spent getting over here, too.
Yes, so there's that as well. But you know what? That's the closest I've had. But I still need to get down to Dead Rabbit down in the down near Battery Park. And from what I understand, they get theirs from Dublin as well. Mm-hmm. And considering their name, I expect them to have a phenomenal pour of Guinness for the U.S.
Dead Rabbit is a good place. Get there. I will go. Let me. I haven't had Guinness there, but I've been there. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, let me know when you're going. I'll go too. We'll go together.
The whole thing about so Dead Rabbit. The name comes from the Irish gangs. So if you've ever seen gangs in New York, one of the gangs is Dead Rabbit. Mm-hmm. The Dead Rabbits. So that's where they get their name from. One of the gangs in the Five Corners.
Right. It wasn't.
So got to do that. Got to get there one of these days.
Got to do that. All right. Circling back to what we normally start out the show with. Happy World Bee Day, and that's not a misprint. It's not World Beer Day.
No, it's B.
It's World Bee Day.
Everyone's buzzing about it.
Yeah, it's quite the buzz.
Yep, it is. This is one of those honey spots for us, right? Mm-hmm. We just do that, and so sweet.
So sweet. Anyway, all right. Happy World Beer Day. Beer Day
for all those with the hive mind that follow these kind of things.
Exactly.
Any other bee?
I meant I was trying to think of something with black and yellow, but it didn't work out. So screw it.
Okay. Well, we'll just continue to drone on.
We'll just continue to drone on. Exactly. Anyway, happy International Dinosaur Day.
That's a T-Rex thing. I can't reach.
See, this proves they could drink a beer.
Yeah, they could. We could do this.
Exactly. So.
Alrighty, yeah.
Then again, a brontosaurus could just stick his neck all the way down and.
Or actually, probably their tongue, because their tongues were probably longer. That's why they're popular with the ladies.
They're popular with the ladies, exactly. Anyway, and also for those who celebrate, Happy National Rescue Dog Day.
We're going to come back to this later.
We're going to come back to this a little later in the show for a reason or two. But Happy National Rescue Dog Day.
But for anybody who's ever done rescue, gone to a shelter, went to an event, and adopted a dog in a forever home, cheers to you.
Yes,
absolutely.
Cheers.
There's too many unscrupulous breeders out there. The puppy mills out in Pennsylvania and other places. We don't need to be putting a demand for full-bred dogs on the street. Go out and rescue one. You're never going to have a more loving animal.
No, absolutely not.
You'll never keep them out of the garbage, but you'll never. Well, the younger ones you will. The older ones are used to scavenging. So
yeah, they'll yeah, exactly. There we go.
Okay, that's
it. Okay, so that's that. So there you go.
Wow, I finished my first beer before the guest even came on.
No guest today.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
There you go. So, but I'm taking my time with this as we only have 2 tonight. But we might hit a third.
I don't know. I've got a third one in there.
Yeah, I got a third one. My third one's only a 12-ounce can, but we'll see.
And I commuted in today, and boom, are my legs tired. Boom. Oh no, that's actually not a joke.
No, it's not the same joke. But I knew what you meant. But
it's actually no, that's actually.
I just flew in and by my arms tired.
Yeah. That's the way that should.
That's the way that works. So anyway, so let's chat about a couple things. Well, we already talked about Norm.
Do you want me to wait till you pull your second before I show him what I'm drinking?
No, we could put it up now, and then I'll just catch up when I pour it. It's fine.
No, it's not a ketchup beer, John.
I would never drink a ketchup beer. Sriracha beer, maybe.
This is Foeder Lageard. Foeder Lageard.
Foeder Lageard.
Lageard.
It's a
Rogan.
It's a Foeder Lageard smoked Baltic porter called Rugen.
Does that mean there's rye in it?
From Schilling Beer in Littleton, New Hampshire. Amazing folk up there. Amazing place. You've heard us wax nostalgic about our trips up there. You've heard us talk about the beer incessantly. You've heard Zach from Schilling come on the show and talk about the beer. Which is
his job. That's actually his
job. Right?
He's the brand manager, so
it's
he's
no secret that we love this brewery. But
yes.
And I'll be pouring one as soon as I finish my.
I was going to pour one into my Schilling glass, but I decided this needed to make a showing on this show because we are drinking some smoked beers.
There you go.
Making our Alk beer with John Hall and all the other idiots on that page.
And all the other idiots.
And you're listening to two of those idiots.
Yes, you are. So, anyway, this is fantastic. This one, I'm enjoying this quite well.
I actually upped it to a 3.1.
Did you go up to a 3.1?
I went to a 3.1. It's a little past the 3, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
And especially when you burp.
All right, I got you.
You get some smoke rings.
I got you. Just looking for one thing here.
What are you looking for? You're looking for the comment that we've got hanging out there?
Do we have a comment hanging out there? No, I was going to Brian Bouquet. How are you, Brian? He just said, cheers. First beer I picked up a keg of Ramstein beer, my box. So I started there. That's a great place to start.
Especially in May.
Absolutely. Cheers, Brian.
Cheers.
Cheers, Greg. Cheers, Ramstein.
Cheers,
folks. Cheers, Maybach. Cheers, all of the above.
Cheers, kegs.
There you go.
It's going to take some getting used to after the Hellas. That's not a good following.
I didn't follow it up well.
Probably should have been something in between. You'll see when you get there.
I'll see when I get there. There you go. All right. Fair enough.
Let's see if it doesn't make you go.
Oh, one of those?
Yeah. Well, it's just, I think it's going to settle in after this washes the Hellas out. Washes the hell out of the Hellas.
Watches the hell out of the Hellas. There you go. So I did want to bring up Al's show on 970 AM last.
The Al Gattullo craft beer show.
Craft beer cast, yes.
Craft beer cast.
He had mentioned a beer. He's going around doing events and so forth and so on. And hold that thought for 1 second. Brian just said, you started so late. I'm about to start my second beer.
You sure it's just your second, Brian?
Well, no, maybe he's talking. We were talking about Ireland before. I was about to start my second beer. I started my first without you. Well,
or maybe he was listening to Louie because that's kind of the way Louie's laid out.
There you go. Right.
We sailed the ship. Yeah.
We sailed the ship. Yeah.
Me sailed the ship.
Me sailed the ship. Yes.
Yeah.
Brian, we started a little late since it's just the two of us, and we're probably not going to go the standard 2.5 to 3 hours we've been doing lately.
No. So,
yeah. But so anyway, I was saying on Al's show the other night, he was talking about events. He does events. It was Al actually did a, just the one of him. He didn't have any guests. It was
he did just the one.
He doesn't call it that.
Not how the song goes.
He doesn't call it that.
Just the one of me.
Just the one of him. Just the one.
One of me.
Just the one of me. Yeah. I like that. We should make that, actually. That'd be funny.
Hand it off to him. Next time you do a solo show, here you
go. Anyway, so he was talking about events, and he actually mentioned the one, I think it's an Oyster Bay area event. I forget what the name of it was. I'll have to dig it up. So that's what I was looking for on my Facebook. Okay. I couldn't find it. But Six Harbors is on it. So, and we just had Six Harbors on last week.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably would have gotten this information from Mark had his battery not died.
Yes, exactly. Because that was coming up. That's what we were going to discuss after the top three.
Oh yeah, that was the next thing we were going to be talking to with because we had finished the top three. It's the bourbon bacon beer.
It might be. He might have mentioned that. Is it in Oyster Bay?
Yeah, the bourbon bacon beer is in Oyster Bay.
And if Six Harbors going to have because
if you remember on the show, I pointed out behind him that they had that
right. We didn't talk about it, but he had that up on the wall.
It was,
right.
and I brought it up, and he said you can scan the barcode. Yeah, so yeah, it's probably the beer bacon.
It may be that. Well,
bourbon bacon beer.
A whole bunch of bees.
Don't go there. Especially since
it is World Bee Day,
and we are talking about Al.
This is true. So yeah, those bees, these bees, these bees. But he did say,
do they have knees?
Bees knees, yeah, that's a good drink.
As long as they're not down to the knees.
It's time of year for bees knees. Actually, I could go for bees knees. This kind of weather, I think that.
It's well, today was a little
on the chilly side. Yes,
it wasn't a chilly side. It was beautiful today.
Well, not cold by any means, but for a beautiful day in May. No pun intended.
Extremely light jacket weather.
It was light jacket weather. Yeah, exactly.
Very little humidity. Well, for this area,
yeah.
Still 60%, but so that's not exactly dry, but that's low humidity for us.
This is true. So my point being is they were he was talking about the fact that there was going to be Six Harbors beer and Hudson Lights. Harbor Lights, excuse me, not Hudson.
Harbor Lights.
Harbor Lights. Hudson Lights is a craft beer store in Fort Lee. But anyway, so he was talking about that. So we would have gotten that information. That was my point. We would have gotten that information had Mark's phone not died.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll dig into that. We'll pull that up and we'll post it on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
But
I think Mark's phone's liver just gave out.
It may have actually done that. That might have been the case. But we would be remiss, speaking about events, we'll post that up after Thursday. Listen, folks, anybody that heard us talk about the last couple weeks, this Thursday night, So 48 hours from right now. 47 hours starts from right now. In Westfield, New Jersey, at Rooster Spin, right by the train station.
Rooster Spin.
It's going to be a lovely, fantastic beer pairing dinner.
See, Rooster Spin is the same thing as spin the bottle in a very rural setting.
Right. You spin the rooster.
Yeah, you get one of these things and you just spin that on the table.
Spin it, right, exactly.
And then
wherever it stops clucking,
yeah,
you have to. Yeah, that's where you have to drink.
I have no idea why I have that readily available, but
hey, I have some ideas, but I don't want to share them.
That's where it lives.
But anyway, in any event, so 6:30 Thursday night, May 22nd. Please put that down. Thank you. We're going to be Dave and I will be emceeing, if you will, the beer dinner, which is Wet Ticket beers and Rooster Spin food. Rooster Spin food is fantastic. Al mentioned this on his show as well the other night. But in any event, please.
No, in that event, not any event, just that event.
It's going to be fantastic. There's fantastic food from Rooster Spin.
Don't let the fact that we're emceeing it drive you away.
Yeah, drive you away from it. Exactly. It's going to be fun.
You can ignore us.
It's going to be fun.
Like you're doing right now.
There's fantastic beer from Wet Ticket. There's delicious food from Rooster Spin paired together. 6 courses. It's $75. It's $60 for the food, but again, 6 courses. And it's
speaking of North Hudson.
There you go. And it's $15 for the beer, which is a fantastic price for 5 or 6 beers. Yeah. So
it's $10 a course, $3 a beer.
Right. Exactly. You can't beat that. So.
Oh crap.
You did math.
I did math.
You did. You get the demerit today. There you go. Sorry. There you go. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great night. We're not gonna be going live, but we'll be there. We'll be filming it. We'll be doing some breakout interviews. We'll be going table to table. Tim from Wet Ticket, one of the owners of Wet Ticket and brewmaster, whatever, will be there, and he will be speaking about the beers.
We're going to be interviewing escaped convicts.
What escape convicts? What did I say?
Breakout interviews.
Breakout interviews. I see what you did.
Because we're close to Raleigh.
There you go.
There's a prison there.
No, it's not that. Not at all. So we'll be emceeing. Tim will be talking, and then
put that list of questions away.
Put it away, please. File that somewhere else. Tim will be talking, and then as he finishes per course, we'll be going around and talking to some tables. We'll be filming it too, and there'll be some interesting video that we'll put up.
Do we get to eat?
It depends on how often we talk. We'll see. So, but in any event, we'll be doing it this Thursday night. But please, the point of saying this to you now is obviously to promote it, but also please do Rooster Spin and Wet Ticket. But
Rooster Spin's website.
Go on Rooster Spin's website. You actually you don't even have to do that. If you're watching this show and you're on our Facebook page, scroll down to the event. In fact, scroll just past the event posted, and you'll see right there links. You have to buy 2 tickets. You have to buy the ticket from Rooster Spin, and you have to buy the ticket from Sunrise Cellars in Westfield. Is bringing the beer through. They'll be delivering the beer to you.
I've heard of that place.
So have I. And they, will be delivering the beer. And
beer managers are grump, though.
A little bit, yeah. And anyway, in any event, the beer, buy the 2 tickets and you'll be in. But do us a favor, not us, well, not necessarily us, but do Rooster Spin and Wet Ticket a favor, and please purchase those tickets by, if you can, noon tomorrow. They need a head.
Oh, noon tomorrow.
Noon tomorrow, Wednesday. Noon. For those of you who are rewatching this, if you see it 3 weeks from now, it's not noon tomorrow. It passed already. So, noon Wednesday, May 21st. That's when you need to do it by. So, please do that.
We're going to put a countdown clock up.
We'll put a countdown clock up. Yeah, but they need a head count. They need a head count for the room. They need to figure some stuff out, some logistics and everything else. So, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Please do that. And we're looking forward to it. We're going to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk a bit. We'll have some fun. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done.
We'll drink some beer too.
And we'll drink some beer, eat some food, and it'll be fun.
Oh, and remember, if you're on the rail line now that the strike is over, It is really just hop, skip, jump, stumble, fall, roll away from the train station.
It is. It's right there.
It's right there. So if you're on the southbound train, you get off, you should be looking right at the restaurant. If you're on the northbound train, get off, turn around, let the train go by,
and then you
should be able to see the restaurant.
The restaurant, exactly.
Unless there's one of those dividing things between the two different.
Well, either then you have to walk down the stairs and over. That's all. But it's still there.
You'll see it's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
There you go. All right.
Unless you're Superman, then you can look right through that divider.
You could even see it if you're Superman. You could even see it from about 10 miles away on the train. So,
but
then again, if you're Superman, you don't need to take the train. You could just fly there. So.
Unless your cape's tired.
True story. Got a couple comments here. Brian Boak just said, second beer, family business, B company.
Very appropriate. We're proud of you, Brian. Brian Boak, B&B. It's his day. It's World B, and he's very world.
Second beer, family business, B company. There you go. The Grackle Barrel Aged Hill Country Imperial Stout, 8.6% out of Dripping Springs, Texas.
Okay, so
and then he just said family business beer company, not B company.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So here's the thing. Dripping Springs. We were in Dripping Springs actually. Aquapans and Dripping Springs. Did
you drip springs or you were just in Dripping?
Tripped over some springs.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
But no. It's called the Grackle. The thing about the Grackle is we have them here. Right, those are those blackbirds that are smaller than crows and ravens and all that look like an oil spill fell on their feathers.
Right.
That's a grackle. Mm-hmm. So grackles. Apparently, one year something was going on by the coast, and all the grackles from the coast decided to get to San Antonio. I don't know if it was a family reunion or something going on. Maybe there's a special deal because grackles love a deal. And then
Grackles always seek out a deal.
Always. They do. But they get to San Antonio and they decided to stay. And so historically, grackles were not known as a bird in San Antonio, but now they're everywhere. And I remember when we went there, one of the first places we went to, we're sitting drinking our beer, we're watching the grackles fly around inside the tap room. Because the tap room's completely open to the outside. So they're flying in, grabbing French fries and stuff. So a grackle to San Antonio is kind of like a seagull to the boardwalk. You see what I mean about yeah, there it is. You see what I was talking about. That smooths out. Don't worry about that. That smooths out that stickiness kind of once the Helles gets washed out of there.
This is a fantastic. The food or lagered is it. I love a food or lagered beer, no matter what it is. I love.
Oh, you like
lagering.
You like that. You like that oak.
I love the oak. But this is a fantastic Baltic porter.
It is.
The BSUs are less than what we just had.
Wait, they increase as you drink.
Do they?
Yes.
All right.
The beer, as you start to drink and it washes the Helles out, it's going to get meatier.
Okay.
You're going to get more meat out of it.
Right. Did we put the crawl up?
Nope.
We did not.
What do you mean we?
We, the collective we.
You control the freaking key.
I understand that. So there you go.
Don't drag me into this lapse.
There you go.
And where's the umlaut over the U?
I don't have an umlaut on.
It's a keystroke.
Restream does not support that.
Oh, fascist. Sorry.
I'm still pronouncing it Rugen. So
do you think it's ironic that I called them fascist for not allowing it umlaut in the German word?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
At any rate, but then eventually, as the beer starts to open up and you get past that Helles and you start to really taste it, I'm getting a lot of dark fruit out of this, and more dark fruit than roast even. Mm-hmm. So there's that real Baltic porter. Just bet the fucker up.
Well, look at this. It's new. I can go.
Wait a second.
We can go slow too. We can do this.
No. Go back to Autobahn. Go back to Autobahn setting. There you go. Like that. Just zip.
There we go. We'll leave it normal. There you go.
With the dark fruit being a little higher than the roast and the flavor, that really stands up to that Baltic porter. What they're supposed to be like.
Oh, so good.
It was quite yummy.
I got to get up there again. I do.
I need to live up there.
Yeah. It's. I'm thinking of move. Yeah.
Yep. Live free or die.
So yeah. So on that note, let's chat a little bit about trips coming up. I mean, some minor trips that we've had lately. I mean, that we haven't talked about, like your Austin trip. We talked about because you were in Austin. So
I was in Austin. We did speak about that. And anybody gets a chance. Austin, I think, is one of the most underrated craft beer cities.
Yeah, go.
In this country. It was. We had to work at finding a bad beer.
Yeah, I'm definitely jealous. I got to get down to Austin. I've only been to one Texas. I've only been to Dallas. Let's see. Shocker, me. I've only been to Dallas in Texas. Figure that one out.
That's
right?
weird. But here's the thing. If you go to Dallas, there's two things that are really going to take a hit. Your liver's going to take a hit because there's so much good liquid out there.
Mm-hmm.
And also
Dallas or Austin?
Austin.
Okay, you said Dallas.
I'm sorry, Austin. And also, holy crap, you better double up any cholesterol medication you take because the barbecue.
I was shocked. I knew how much beer you drank, but I was more concerned for you from the barbecue you were eating. 100%. And so was everyone else. I got to be honest.
Oh my God, I think I put him on about 82 pounds out there, all in beef. Oh man, it's funny. Carrie and I talked about it that we're not going to even bother trying barbecue for another probably 6 months until the memory goes away of how good it was out there, because everything else now is just going to be shice.
So I have a question for you, and not for the audience.
Dave. Not the plural you.
No, I mean, if the audience wants to weigh in, I don't need you to. You can if you'd like.
Anybody can.
It's not necessary. This question is posed to Mr. Samurai.
Right. Go ahead.
I'm toying with the idea of several trips.
Okay.
No matter where it is, it's only going to be 5 or 6 days.
Okay.
No matter what, and it's driving.
Okay.
Keep that in mind too. All right. So, I'm toying with the idea of a Portland Boston trip.
5 days isn't enough for that.
6. I mean, if it could be 6. It's not 7. It's not 4. It could be 5 or 6.
6 would be the minimum.
It's 5 or 6.
Because you got 2 whole days of travel.
Well, when Jess and I and you and Carrie, I mean, we met up in Portland, right? That was 4 years ago, but whatchamacallit, that was a 6-day trip. That was a Wednesday to.
But that's the minimum, because you've got 2 whole days of driving.
Right.
Pretty much.
Not so much. I mean, we did 6 hours. We left at 6 in the morning. We were in Portland and at 12:15. Yeah. And we had the whole day.
It's just it's a lot of driving.
And then coming home, and we didn't, like, when we left Boston to come home that trip, we didn't even leave Boston till 8:00 at night. We got home at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So.
No, I would say 6 days is your minimum for that. Okay, so that's option 1.
Option 1, Portland, Boston.
Okay.
All right. Then there.
You better slide Sylvaticus into that this time.
Oh, of course. Option 2 is, and this one's a little sticky because it's so far, and it's got to be a drive. Louisville, Pittsburgh.
That's a
10.5-hour drive to Louisville, but it's 4.5 back to Pittsburgh and then 5.5 home.
That's another 6-day minimum.
Right. Option 3 is Burlington, and then a trip over to
Schilling.
So Burlington area, and then 1 day.
You can do that in 5.
That can be in 5. Right.
That one can be in 5.
Then the other one is Richmond and Washington. That can be 5 too.
Richmond, Baltimore, Washington.
Yeah. I mean, Richmond and then Washington.
Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore. of course, Church Key will take up half a day.
Nah, I mean we can make that
because you've done
3 hours. We've done it.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. 3 hours is good. Lunch, few beers, out the door.
Stopping at Guinness.
It depends. I mean, the last thing would be I would personally, if that's the one, hypothetically speaking, Elder Pine's on there, Sapwood Cellars is on there. Couple of visiting our friend from Baltimore that was on the show in January. Name, what was her name?
Mel.
Forgive me, Mel. I was gonna say Melanie, right? Mel.
No.
Mel. And then home, that kind of a thing. So I mean, if we make it to Guinness, if we make it there, great. If we don't, it's not the worst thing in the world because the Richmond, the breweries down there, ZZQ, Church Key, some things right around Washington, some couple things in Silver Springs, and then up to Elder Pine and Sapwood Cellars and whatever else in Baltimore and home would be the main thing. So those 4 trips, what would your order of? Don't tell me which one to go to. Give me your order. Your number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 trip.
My number 1 would be Burlington because I've not done that trip. That would be my number 1.
Okay, fair enough.
My number 2 would be Portland, Boston.
Sure.
Then it would be Lexington and Louisville. But I'd probably cut Pittsburgh out.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Well, because
I don't want to drink 6 days of bourbon in Louisville, right? It would be 3 days of bourbon.
But there's good beer in Louisville too.
Oh no, there is. There is
country boy there, West 6th.
Against the grain, don't forget that.
Oh, that's I'm sorry. I'm thinking Lexington is country boy.
Lexington's country boy,
and West 6th. Yeah. And if you get to West 6th, do Lexington. Louisville.
Don't get me wrong. I want to go for bourbon, but here's the thing. I mean, Pittsburgh would be, if that was the trip, right? If that was the trip, Pittsburgh would be, it would be an added day or two, some good liquid, a couple, some good food, a couple of sites, and it breaks the trip home up.
It does.
All right. So that's adding the Pittsburgh thing in there. Now, keep in mind, if that's not the trip, at some point during the year, I get to Pittsburgh. Right, even if it's a 2-day trip to Pittsburgh, I get to Pittsburgh. I do every year. I go to Pittsburgh every year.
Because if I did that, I would turn that trip into Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Cincinnati would be a stop for several hours on the trip from Louisville to Pittsburgh, and it always is. Anytime I've ever been in Louisville. And this is the truth. And I've been to Louisville multiple times. Anytime I've ever been in Louisville, I have gone to Pittsburgh after Louisville, and I have stopped in Cincinnati on the way from Louisville to Pittsburgh. Always. So
I see your point, but for me, Pittsburgh would probably just be a 1-day stop.
Well, yeah. I mean, some beer the one day when you get there, but get there early enough, right? Some beer the one day and dinner and everything else, and then some beer the next day and drive home. Yeah. That's the Pittsburgh thing, part of it. Yeah. But anyway, so of those 4, so you're saying Burlington first, Burlington, New Hampshire first, Portland, Boston second, Louisville, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh third, and then Richmond. Washington.
Yeah, and the only reason I put the Louisville over
Richmond,
Washington is bourbon. Only reason.
See, the way I'm thinking, and they're all possibilities, right? They're all possibilities. But the thing I'm thinking of is the fact that I'm only going to be able to get to one of those trips this year. Right?
I'm trying to figure out if it's me or your mic that you're cutting out every now and then.
I don't know. You're not cutting out at all. So if there was anything on my end, you would be cutting out too. There should be anyway.
That's in there firmly.
Anyway, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Burlington, New Hampshire one
because of this logo here.
Because of Schilling, because of Bar Hill, because of a couple other things in Montpelier, because of Burlington itself, because of On Trap, because of Alchemist, because of Hill Farmstead,
Foam.
Foam, Burlington Beer Co., Zero Gravity, whatchamacallit?
Fiddlehead.
Fiddlehead. So I mean, I gotta bring some beer up to Dom.
Yeah.
And some other things too. And there's some good bourbon and there's certainly some great gin at Bar Hill in Montpelier. So, which funny enough, this is why I thought of this to bring it up now. When we were talking before, when you said bee's knees, they have at Bar Hill in Montpelier, they make a fantastic bee's knees. It's so good.
Well, you know what my next trip that is kind of beer centered is going to be.
Kinda beer centered.
Oh no! I'm doing one before that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's
right. Going back to my second home. Home state of Rhode Island.
Right.
In June, leveraging the Juneteenth weekend because it's a Thursday.
Sure.
And we get it off. And Friday, summer hours for us. So, as long as I put in like 4 hours at the Airbnb, I can go and do whatever I want for the rest of the day.
There you go.
I'll get to
you're going Thursday to Sunday, right?
Thursday to Sunday.
And
we will be stopping at Fox Farm on the way out.
On the way home?
No, out.
Oh, on the way out. Okay.
No, on the way out. They will be there. They will be open on Thursday. Because otherwise, if I do it on the way home, they'll be closed when I blow through the area.
Fair enough.
Because we want to stop at the Pez Visitor Center.
Oh, you got to stop at Pez.
You got to stop at Pez. I've never done it, so I see it all the time as I'm driving past. So
you got to stop at Pez. And you know what's funny too? The last time Jess and I were in not Burlington. I take that back. I'm sorry. Starts with a B. Bethlehem. There you go. Boom.
Oh, Bethlehem. That's the other direction.
That way. Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's that way. We stopped at the Peeps factory.
That is the Peeps store in the what you call it? This casino?
Oh yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Wow.
It used to be the Sands. It's not the Sands anymore.
It's Wind
Creek.
Yeah.
And Wind Creek, and because we were just in Bethlehem.
I'd like to talk to you about that a little bit too, but finish this thought, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Carrie belongs to a charity group called Helping Angels. Look them up online. They do a lot of great work with
angels,
with women and their children that are in need and also in danger. You can extrapolate from there, but they raise a lot of money. They do a lot of things together, and one of them was a bus trip out to Wind Creek.
Right.
And she's like, well, you want to go out to Wind Creek? I'm like, well, that's in Bethlehem. I don't gamble. I don't like casinos, but I'll take the bus ride to Bethlehem. And so we hit a few.
Did you Uber? Did you walk down the block to get to?
No, we walked. So we only did 3 of the breweries there.
Which did you? I mean, you went to Wind Creek, so that you walked through by the steel stacks, and you walked around to
yeah.
So you went to
spit it out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Country.
Begins with a B.
Country
Club.
We
did go to Country Club.
Right.
So we hit.
Which is the first one you get to.
Yes.
If you're walking down past steel stacks and walking around.
So so we went to. We hit a couple of spots actually. So we did do Country Club. Actually, the first place we stopped was we had Country Club first, just as they were opening. Mm-hmm. Then we went to Social Still for lunch.
You did go to Social Still.
Yeah, for lunch.
Which I still have a little bit of my bottle.
Which one did you get?
Right there.
Which one is that?
That's Sasquatch. I've had it on the.
Yeah, I almost got a Sasquatch while I was there, but I like the other bourbon better. Actually,
the other bourbon is I got this because it's
a cool label.
It's a cool label, and it's maple vanilla.
Yes, there's that too. But then we went out to Bond Place.
Bond Place, yeah, you got to get to Bond Place.
No, you don't.
Now you were there also. There was a big fire in Baltimore.
Bethlehem.
In Bethlehem. It's all the bees. It's the bees. It's the bees. It is World Bee Day, so it's screwing me up here.
It's World Confused John with Bees Day.
There you go. But yes, that the a couple days before you were out there was a big fire like a half a block away from Social Still, right on that block.
Well, we didn't see any damage. We must have came in from the other direction because we came in from the bike. Did we come in from the bike path? No, we didn't come in from the bike path. But
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
don't know. I was really looking forward to Bond Place. I've had their beer before. I really loved it. I don't know if it was just the beers I chose, but it just
Didn't do it for you?
no, not this time. So I don't know if they changed brewers. I don't know what happened.
I'll be honest with you. Bond Place is always a hit. So.
Exactly, but this time it wasn't. So next time you go to Bethlehem, please go. Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. And it just happened to be that day and what was going on.
I mean, the last time I was there, they had I probably had 4 or 5 amazing beers, and they had a couple casks on that were fantastic.
So I had a cask, and it was like there was just I don't know. There was something that was just a little off for me.
Fair enough.
So
and it could. I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to go down the road that it was. Well, you had lunch at Social Still, and then you had some bourbon and whatever else you had there, and then you went to Bond Place.
No, I don't think that.
No, it wasn't, because the very last time that I was out there, we did the same thing, and the beers were spot on. So,
So at any rate,
did you go anywhere else? So that was it.
No, that was it. There were some people that wanted to join us, but it was a hot day.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get out to Wishful Thinking.
Well, that was wishful thinking.
Yeah, very much wishful thinking. Carrie's uncle joined us. I didn't want to kill the poor guy. Running all the way out there because I like Frankie. Frankie's a good guy.
Good guy, Frankie. All right.
Yeah, good. He's a good guy for a Mick.
Oh, stop it!
I would tell him that before I do it, and he'd laugh. No, we had
a 1/64th of me resembles that remark. So.
Yeah, I've got a lot more Irish than you do. So. I think I'm 1/8. So yeah, my grandfather's my mother's father was half Cherokee, half Irish. So
there you go.
Luckily, I drink like a Pollock. Though I don't start fights when I drink.
Oh. Well, yeah, you just keep drinking,
getting everybody else to drink. Hey, you need to drink.
Hey, drink,
because that's Pollock's just want everybody else to drink along with them and have a good time.
Okay. I don't know if I hold that thought. I don't know if I put this comment up. I just realized. Had a Baltic Porter last night from Evergreen Brewing in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. Evergreen's making fantastic liquid. They really are.
Evergreen. When Karen and I went to Pittsburgh, we stopped off for lunch at Evergreen
on the way out. But it's
no, on the way back. On the way
back. Oh, on the way back. Okay, it's halfway between Hershey and Harrisburg. Ish.
It's also halfway between Pittsburgh and home.
Well, that too. There you go. And Brian Boak just said, "I'm only about 75% Irish." That's it.
Yeah, which part?
Only about 75% Irish.
Mm-hmm. But man. So yeah, no. But anyway,
actually, it's 1/32nd, not 1/64th. I misspoke. I'm about 1/32 Irish.
Well, we're not supposed to do that, so
exactly.
You're excused.
I just threw it in there.
No, but no, yeah. So back to Rhode Island. I'm going to go to Rhode Island, hit some of the breweries that have opened since the last time I was there, and this is going to be interesting, because a bunch have opened. It was like kind of opening new breweries in Rhode Island. There was kind of a slow kind of thing.
Sure, of course.
But they're starting to open up a little faster now, and it's really interesting. So the ones that we're going to visit that weren't there when I was there was Pivotal,
right?
Vigilant,
never been,
and Tragmar Ale Works. Tragmar Ale Works is in the same spot that Six Pack was in. That might be foreshadowing right there, or maybe not. We shall see.
I haven't. I got to be honest with you. All the times I've been to Rhode Island, especially since you were there, I've never been down to Six Pack.
They're gone now because Tragmar Ale Works is now in their location.
Fair enough.
So you will never get to Six Pack now.
I never did get to Six Pack, so I apologize. What was Six Pack's name? What was his name?
It still is his name, I imagine.
There you go. Got it right. Got it right here. Hold on.
I can go through my contact list.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark and I used to. I actually got a text Mark and go, "What the hell happened? What did you guys close? And why did you close? And who are these jackasses at Tragmar? Should I trust them?" But he probably knows. There's no way he would have sold to somebody that he didn't trust. But Crafted Hope is another one I'm hoping to get to while I'm there. But of course, there's a few old haunts that I want to stop in on. Tilted Barn, of course. If you
got to stop by Tilted Barn. Are you gonna get up and see Efren at all?
Absolutely. And as we get closer, I'm going to reach out to him and say, "Hey, Efren, we're going to be there." And hearts out to Efren. His mother just passed.
Right. Yeah. Last week or
a couple weeks ago, actually. So hearts out to Efren. But yeah, definitely get up to see Efren. And Buttonwoods is now right there as well. So
right, yeah, they took over. I mean, it's what's funny is, and I don't mean it's funny, but what's interesting, right, is any breweries that open up in Cranston wind up moving into the same location in Providence, right?
Except one didn't make it.
Well, Revival was open in Cranston, and they moved into that location next to Efren in Providence. And then Buttonwoods opened in Cranston, and they moved in to Revival space right next to Efren in Providence. So Buttonwoods is great there, but they need to be worried if another brewery opens in Cranston.
Because they'll take their spot. Efren's not going anywhere. So yeah.
Oh, and we just had a couple weeks ago. We just had Long Live on, which you definitely got to get by there.
We want to hit Long Live. I would love to get to. Well, what was my home brewery, John?
Oh, you got to go by Smug, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see Smug.
And they're coming on at some point in the fall or after the summer.
I certainly hope so, and I'll try to reinforce that. I want to see if Allie's still there. Allie's Rob's sister-in-law, so she might still be in the. Allie's got the distinction of being the first person after I moved to Rhode Island to as I walked through the door went, "Hey, Dave." And when you're in a new
first
place,
person to say your name as if you were a regular once you were there,
as if I was a norm, right?
Again,
so when you move to a new spot, and the first time you walk into a place and you're recognized as one of the regs, that's that's kind of special. So I'll always remember that.
Doug Smith just posted or just commented, Slancha, quite a few have opened since you left, Dave.
I'm aware of that. At least 5 that I know of.
He said Phantom Farm.
I'm not getting up to Cumberland.
Are you staying in Providence? Are you staying in Pawtucket? Where
I'm staying in EP. Doug knows what EP is.
I think anybody with half sense can figure out what EP is.
What's EP, John?
East Providence.
Yes, we are staying in East Providence. Okay. Then let's really test John here.
Please don't. It's been a long week and it's Tuesday, so let's put it that way.
See if he can figure out what's the CF, John. What's the CF?
What's the CF? Cumberland Farms?
Yeah, nope. We'll wait. Doug will tell you Doug at the East Providence. Doug will tell you what the CF is.
Of course, Doug knows it's East Providence. Of course, there you go.
Course.
What is the CF? Well, why don't you tell us what the CF is? I know Doug knows what the CF is.
We'll wait till Doug comments.
Oh, please, he knows what CF is. All right, give me a hint before Doug comments.
CF is where you can probably get the best tacos in all of Rhode Island.
Oh crap! I should know this. We've talked about tacos in Rhode Island before.
This place that you roll up to.
Oh wait, no, it's Central Falls. Yeah,
it's okay. It
was right there as soon as you said it. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. And of course, Doug came up with it. There you
go. Just north of Pawtucket.
There you go.
So yeah,
and I want you. But here's your marching orders. Okay, you need to walk around somewhere, wherever you want. Providence, Pawtucket, wherever. You need to walk around at some point just for 10 minutes one day doing this.
Oh, yeah. So anybody who doesn't know, I don't know that we're going to get to the system.
By the way, anybody listening to the audio,
he's chopping his arm.
I was chopping my arm
as David
Byrne did in the video.
But you're doing it entirely wrong. He does not go the bicep. It's just the forearm.
It's just the forearm.
And if you remember what it's for, yes, just the forearm.
Right. It's. I know what it's for. You could tell them everybody what it's for. But anyway, anybody listening to the audio podcast, I'm chopping my arm in vein of what David Byrne did in the video for Once in a Lifetime.
Once in a Lifetime.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's funny because I never realized this until I went to Rhode Island. They told me what it was. David Byrne went to RISD, Rhode Island.
Who didn't go to RISD at this point? I mean, right?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Yes. Neither did Doug, for that matter. But he went to RISD, and if you went to college in Rhode Island, the Providence area especially, there was another school. There's a hospitality school, something and something.
Johnson and Wales.
Johnson and Wales. We went to Johnson and Wales or RISD. You always, after a late night, you wound up at the New York System, which is a hot dog joint that has this meat sauce. It's more like
sauce.
Yeah, it's more like a meat oil.
Meat mush.
It's, oh my God. And so what they would do is they'd have their forearm out and they'd line the buns up along the forearm and then put the dogs in and then slather the sauce on.
And then they were just putting the sauce on.
So that's what he was doing.
Right.
Now they say that if you got the one in the crook of the elbow, that was the tastiest because that had the most sweat from.
It had the most sweat from the cook on it. Yeah,
soaked into the bun.
Please, of course it did. And then, Doug Smith just said,
if you're an EP,
you have to hit Crook Point Brewing. So you got to go to.
That one's nearly brand new.
There you go. And then Brian Boak said his daughter went to, not my daughter, his daughter went to URI, as did Brian Alt's daughter, son went to URI.
He did. As a matter of fact, when he moved in to his first place where he stayed in URI, I was there.
You were there
to do a beer swap with Alt and share some beer in their driveway
during
COVID.
There you go.
During COVID.
And then Doug Smith just also said Canned Heat in Fall River is also
Canned Heat it's an IPA house. I've been there. Fall River, what's interesting about Fall River, and I've said this to a lot of people, Fall River is basically Portugal in New England.
Oh, hold on. And he's, of course,
Brew
Guru went to URI.
Of course he did. But Fall River, here's the thing.
Cheers, Brew Guru. John. There you go.
Cheers.
By the way, Doug, I got to ask you a question really quick. Hold that thought, Dave. I want to talk about that, but hold the thought. The beer that John posted the other day on his craft beer reviews and on his page, it was a barley wine. It's escaping me what it was, but he was talking about Ipswich, that barley wine back in the I think it was the 90s, but I had that. It was fantastic. That beer was amazing. Oh, I wish they would. Yeah.
It's funny you bring up barley wines, John.
So, talk about that, Doug. I'm assuming you had it too, since at the time you and John were drinking beer up in New England. So I'm assuming you had it together. But bring that up. And on that note, Brian Boak just said his daughter went there like 30 years ago. Yes, Brian Alt's son went there a lot sooner, more recent than 30 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. He just graduated last year.
And Doug Smith said, yes, phenomenal. That beer I had that beer. That was amazing. I gotta go. Honestly, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm cutting you off with this. Before I forget, though, I want everybody's opinion. Beers like that Ipswich beer, right? That I had that were that good from yesteryear, if you will, right? That long ago, right? Do we check into them on Untapped?
Never. We haven't. Because there's
no,
don't. You shouldn't.
Do we?
No,
right? Because we did have them, right? And
I think
a note had this in 1991, or whatever.
It's disrespectful. I don't think so.
So only when you drink it now. That's okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
And if it's gone, it's gone. And it's just, there's certain things, there's certain memories out there that I think are more poignant because there's not a picture of them.
There's not a picture of them. Well, there would never be a picture of it. It would just be a check-in that I had a beer.
But I'm just saying, there's no social media record of it, and I think it makes that memory.
Of course. The first, any of those beers, I'm gonna write a couple articles about some of the beers. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a couple articles, put them up on the website and
let me know when you're done.
some of them. So anyway, finish. Continue.
Well, I'm going to get back to that, but I got to first say you brought up barley wine. I did open a third, John.
You opened Straight Jacket. You're a nut. You went from a 5.5 smoked house lager to an 8.9 smoked Baltic porter to
15%.
15% barley wine. I feel like an idiot if I do have my third beer. It's a 5% summer ale.
This is fucking delicious. Well, you've got to commute in the morning.
I do.
I don't.
I know.
I can roll out of the bed over there right over
and
here.
And just sit there. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what I was saying about Fall River, and Doug can correct me if I'm wrong here, but he knows what I'm talking about. This is in Massachusetts. You have the Massachusetts accent. You got the Boston accent where you pop the car and all that, and there's a lot of like Boston accents that people have difficulty understanding.
Park the car.
But it's park the car. It's an A.
I said park the car.
Park the car. It's not park. Not park. There's no
park the car.
There's no R's. No R's whatsoever. You're
park the car.
Park the car.
That's what I just said. Park the car.
You had an R in there the first time.
I did not.
Yeah, you did.
You heard it.
It was a P-A. It was P-A-H-R-K.
Okay,
You went park the car.
All right, park the car. There you go.
But in Fall River, the rest of Massachusetts can't understand what they're saying. Because it's that Massachusetts accent with the Portuguese accent all blurred together, and I had people work for me who were originally from Fall River, and they'd say when I worked in Rhode Island, and they'd say something to me, and I go, "What?" And they'd repeat themselves like, "Okay, say it one more time but slower," and they'd say it again like, "Write down what you just said," and write down like, "That's not what you said."
No. That's not what came out of your mouth. I'm sorry, sir. That's not what came out of your mouth. Oh, you gotta love it. That's true. It's so true. Oh, it's so true. Doug just said, do you like Portuguese food? Rhode Island has some good ones, Fall River and New Bedford too. I love Portuguese.
Yes, I've had Portuguese food in Fall River. I've had it in New Bedford. New Bedford's got a good brewery, Moby Dick Brewing. They've got really good food there too, by the way. They've got the Whaling Museum. But Fall River, the most authentic Portuguese food that you're going to get in New England is going to be in Fall River, hands down. Mm-hmm. But there's so much phenomenal Portuguese food all throughout Rhode Island. And it's all because of the whaling industry. Most of the Portuguese that are in New England come from the Azores, right? Because the whaling ships would go out and when they'd bring on a crew, they stopped at the Azores to bring on not just supplies but also crew members. Right. Crew members decided to stay on ship, right, came back to the U.S. and they'd make their living in the U.S. in either New Bedford or Fall River. But Fall River more so than New Bedford has really hung on to those Portuguese roots.
And they have. And hey, look, I mean, I actually would love to get up there next time. I got to be honest with you. Anytime I've been to Rhode Island, it's been many times. Anytime I've been to Rhode Island, I have not gone for Portuguese food. I just haven't, right?
If you do, but he's right. Go to Fall River. That's probably some of the most authentic Portuguese food you're going to get. There's great stuff all throughout.
But I got to compare it to Dave.
Ironbound.
There's great. I mean, yeah, I won't belabor this conversation about Portuguese food, all the great Portuguese food that I've had in the Ironbound section of Newark over the years. And I'm talking about, 35 plus years ago and on, right? Or more than that, 40 years ago and on. But amazing. And even not even in Ironbound, even in Bergen County. I mean, Dave, you and I were at a Portuguese restaurant at one point too, in Bergen County. When it was in Lyndhurst.
In Lyndhurst. Which one was that? What was that?
It was what the hell's the name of it? Tiros.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think there too.
And then there was the Portuguese Grill near Melavino.
And right, exactly. That one was fantastic.
Holy hell! Okay. Here's the thing: people if you go for Portuguese food, especially Portuguese Grill,
right?
It doesn't matter what you ordered; you're going to get about 15 pounds of French fries with it.
Oh, 100%. Well, and when we say French fries, we don't mean actual French fries. We mean like
no French fries.
It's
either rice or French fries.
They actually have French fries, but
the grill it's French fries.
At the grill, it's French fries, but yeah. And it's fantastic too. But if you get those are fantastic. But if you get the saffron rice with the potato, I mean the French fries, right? But the potato slices, if you will.
Which I'm not a big fan of. I prefer French fries.
But I mean, it's the same thing, right? But if you mix them together and they have the right seasonings and everything on them, it's eat them together. It's fantastic.
But here's the thing: if you go to Rhode Island, you're going to get into that area and you want Portuguese food. I recommend going to Fall River for two reasons. One, you can go to the the girl who killed her family with an axe,
Lizzie Borden.
Little Lizzie Borden house. That's in Fall River. But also, it gives you an excuse to get into Little Compton.
Yes. True story.
And I probably shouldn't bring that up because I don't want to destroy Little Compton. I don't want it to become a mecca of, because there's no hotels there. There's
you can Uber.
There's no hotels there. There's really nothing to do.
You don't have to stay there. You can go there from wherever you are.
There's not a lot to do, but it's just there's something
it's
about
an Uber ride and Uber ride back. That's
and Doug, I'm sure you've been to Little Compton, and Doug can probably back me up here by saying that you can't explain Little Compton to anybody. You just have to take them.
Just go.
Let them see it.
Just go.
Experience it and realize that it's a special little corner of the world. It's
corner.
Little Compton, straight out of Little Compton. They actually do have.
They do have the shirts like they straight out of Little Compton, 100%. They have stickers and shirts.
But that's the whole point of this trip is to take care of the Little Compton so she can see it.
Is it? Awesome.
Yeah. And the next time we go, will be to show her Foster Gloucester and get a hatchet.
Foster Gloucester. There you go.
Foster Gloucester.
Yeah,
salty browning. No school, Foster Gloucester.
Look, I'm putting this decree down right now.
Okay.
It doesn't have to happen anytime soon, but it just has to happen. At some point, the two of us
and John and Doug,
John, Jersey Johnny, the Beer Samurai, Doug Smith, and the Brew Guru, the four of us, and whoever else is there is fine. But, wives, friends, everybody. But the four of us have to go to New England at some point.
Definitely Rhode Island.
Definitely Rhode Island. And on from there. But we have to be there. And we don't have to go together, but we just need to be there at the same time. And we need to do certain things. Yeah, we have to figure that out. And Doug Smith just said, we're going to read it together because it just popped up. My cousin lives in Tiverton, next town over. Been to Little Compton countless times. There you go.
Yeah.
100%. But Doug, what do you think of that decree? What do you think of that? I mean, we got to put it to John. What do you think of that decree? And Brian, I know you're still watching. You can come too. Please come. We want you to. The more, the merrier. Please.
If you can get past that.
And anybody else is watching this, please meet us there. We'll let you know when we're going, and you can join us. But
this beer is fire in more than one way.
I have 2 cans of it there, and I have an old bottle of it down over here.
Woof! Back when they bottled it.
Yep. And Doug Smith just said, "Sounds like a plan. We need to make this happen. This can't be sounds like a plan." And I've done it before. I'm guilty of it. Sounds like a plan, and then it falls by the wayside. We need to work on this.
Yeah, we need.
I'm not even kidding. We need to make this happen. So let's. We have the four of us. We have a group on Facebook. We need to make this happen.
I think what needs to happen at some point is
and Brian just said sounds good. Let me know, Brian. You definitely coming with us. You got it.
And if we do this, there may need to be a party van involved.
Oh hell yeah! Or Jess and Kerry could drive. That's all.
No. But both of our girls drink.
That's true. That's true. All right, so it's a party van or Uber XL, one or the other. So
XL, it better be a triple XL.
triple XL. There you go.
Also known as party van. Yes.
Party van. Yeah, exactly. All right. All right.
You know what's weird about this trip? I'm not planning to go to Prague.
I wasn't going to go to Prague the last time I was up there too, and we did.
But I'm not planning to go. I go to Prague for the sours, and
they have other decent stuff.
I know they do. No, don't get me wrong. I know they do.
The lager game's tight.
The lager game's new for them.
It is, but it's tight. It's good.
Yeah, it is.
They've figured it out. So,
but I don't think the timing's going to work out.
Doug's like limo. I'm right on that. Done.
Yeah, there we go. With or without the hot tub.
With or without the hot tub. There you
go. Should be that'd be a lot of fun. There's some breweries, there's some tap rooms we can completely take over with a group like that.
And Brian's like, I'd kick in for a party van. I hate TWS. You know, I don't think there's any of us that like them.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I've never met anybody.
I think that's a fantastic idea, Brian. So there you go. We'll do that. We will.
And between the guests we've on the show, people that I know up there, people that Doug and John probably still know up there.
Oh hell yeah!
We would.
It's going to be a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic trip. We need to make this happen. We need to do this. This isn't something that's going to. It's great for fodder on the show, and then it falls by the wayside. No, this has to happen.
Yeah, we need to make that happen.
And Doug just said Proc has stepped up for loggers.
Maybe
they have.
Last
time I was up there, we weren't going to go. We went, and it was fantastic. They were really good.
They were sour pastry stout IPA.
IPA, yeah.
That's what they did. And if they've thrown lagers into the game now, maybe I do need to visit.
Stop by. I mean, you stay in EP. You can get down there. You can take an Uber there in 20 minutes.
No, if I hit them, it'll be on the way up after.
You stop there on the way up to the hotel.
Yeah. So imagine this: on our drive out, Fox Farm, Tilted, Proc,
hotel,
Airbnb, but yes,
Airbnb, but yeah, lodging.
Actually, it's a verbo this time.
Right.
But
so yes. Again, lodging. Right.
Yeah. So lodging. So yeah, those 3 breweries on the way up.
And I agree with you 100%, Doug. Rhode Island is actually a very good beer state now. 100%. There's great liquid in Rhode Island now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And on that note, and I just want to say this, and I've had several conversations over the last couple of weeks, and we've talked about this. We've skimmed on this. We've had conversations of the like on the show before, but I do have to say this. There's everybody talks about the issues with the craft beer, I'm gonna say I'll say industry, right? Craft beer industry right now, yeah. and with the the backtracking, if you will, of the
correction
in the industry, right? It's for a couple of things. Okay, now we've talked about the fact that it's definitely one big part of that is the younger kids, right? We'll say 21 to 30. Okay, now it's not all of them. Some of them are drinking beer and they're loving it. That's fine.
But the rest of them are
pointing a finger at them. But the bulk of them, the majority of them, and that majority could be 51%. It doesn't matter, right?
Are either not drinking or
they're not drinking at all. And most of them, like here, beer, and for that matter, drinking in general, right, is a social thing. It's a societal thing, right? It's a social thing. Their social, interaction, for that matter, consists of biting half of a gummy and sitting home and either playing video games, whatever video game they're playing, or doom scrolling on TikTok. That's their social activity, right? So they're not going out. They're not, and I'm not even talking about craft beer at this point. I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about cocktails. I'm talking about wine. I'm talking about anything. They're not interacting with other people. They're home, and it's social. But it's. I think COVID has not necessarily everything, but a lot to do with this particular factor, right? Because everybody was home during COVID, right? And they were younger. I mean, some of them if we're talking 21-year-olds, they were 16 at the time.
My youngest son, who's going to be 21 this year, actually explained it to me perfectly. He said, this is the first generation that grew up 100% online.
Online, right, yeah.
That is where they're safe.
Right.
The outside world is scary to them.
Scary, right. 100%.
Because they can't control it.
Right. So that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. And it could be 40% or more of the reason. But here's one of the bigger reasons. Okay, there is a lot of really good liquid out there now. You go back even 10 years, And I'm not talking 15, 20, 25 years, just even 10 years. There were breweries out there that were brewing okay beer. It was drinkable.
And they're
Wasn't anything
surviving
great,
still.
and they survived. But there wasn't a lot of breweries that were brewing ridiculously good beer. Now there are. And shelf space and tap space is at a minimum. There's not an unlimited amount of taps, nor is there an unlimited amount of drinkers out there enjoying this beer. So couple that with the younger crowd, and of course the fact of the economy too. We won't even get into that, right? But you couple all those factors together, that is what's going on with the craft beer industry right now. But it's hurting everything. It's not just craft beer. Overall, it's hurting it, right? There's just so much good liquid out there. There's less drinkers, and there's less money, and there's higher prices.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. That's, in a nutshell, what's going on. Get rid of any one of those things, everybody's doing better. So hopefully, at some point, something of that will change. And I've talked to a few people, and they actually did say, and actually I talked to a couple of younger people. I've talked to a couple of people in their mid-20s, younger than my kids. And they're on par with what I'm saying, and they all agree, and they not agree, but they feel that there's a correction coming, not necessarily in pricing, not necessarily in good liquid, not necessarily in any of that, but in the younger sect, if you will, getting back out there and being more social interactivity. All right. So that's if that's true, that's a bonus. There you go. I'm going to catch up on a couple of comments here. Doug Smith just said, Willimantic Brewing in Connecticut. If you're on the way up, it's 30 minutes from Fox Farm.
It's a possibility. It's on the list.
You've been there.
Last time I was there, it was during COVID, and Willimantic wasn't really brewing much at the time, so it was all guest taps. So I want to get back to them because they're brewing. It might be a hit on the way home, not sure, because they do open pretty early for a brewery because they are a lunch spot. So I'm trying to figure out how to fit them into the timeline. So we'll see, Doug.
We'll see. There you go. And then he said, "Side note."
Oh, wait, before take that off for a second. I was going to say, so Doug right now is apparently brewing a lambic with some muscat grapes.
A lambic with some muscat grapes.
With muscat, because this is sour grapes.
No, muscat, not muskrat.
Not muskrat. This
muscat.
is muscat. Because
two different things, two very different things.
Because his next comment is sour grapes.
There you go. So speaking of sour grapes, Doug Smith said, side note, who's rooting for the Pacers tomorrow? Not I, Doug. Because
the Knicks bounced his beloved Celtics.
I'm sorry that my Knicks beat your Celtics. But I'm not rooting for Indiana. I apologize. I love you. I apologize. I'm not rooting for Indiana. There you go.
No, we'll be homering it here. But Doug, full disclosure, I don't watch the NBA. I watch NCAA basketball because they're not a bunch of for the same reason I don't particularly watch World Cup soccer, because the flopping is so out of hand now.
Yeah, well, we're in the playoffs now. There's a lot less of that.
It's a lot less of it, but still, I've got very little respect for NBA players.
There you go. I however, am watching. So yes, I'll be watching tomorrow night, and I will be. Look, I do have to admit one thing though, and I will say this, and we don't have a sports podcast tomorrow night. The next one is next week. We had one last week. So it's every other week for the sports podcast. But I will say this right now on this show. We're talking.
Thanks for bringing up sports, Doug.
I'll say it and I'll stop. I'll say it and I'll stop. All right. There was video on my last week when game 6, obviously, when the Knicks just pummeled. Sorry, Doug. The Celtics
embarrassed, trash
in Madison Square Garden. Look. All due respect, I did not want to see Jason Tatum go down. I did not want to see that, okay? Because I wanted the Knicks to beat them with them full force, with them at full strength, right? But I never want to see anybody get hurt.
He's going to take half an hour for him to say it.
Oh no, I'm done with that part of it. But my point being is, there was video out there that showed some Knicks fans out in the street in front of MSG. There was a guy there in a Pacers jersey. Okay. And they were throwing bags of garbage at him. I don't condone that. Those guys are fucking tool bags. Okay. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Nope.
You won. Enjoy the win. Grow up. Be level-headed. Be normal. Enjoy the win. Yes, it was a great win. And hopefully you can do the same thing with the Pacers. And I'm going to tell you this: the last 3 times the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Championship, the last 3 times, okay, was against before now.
Doug, why the fuck did you get him started?
Was against Indiana.
Jesus Christ, John, it's a beer podcast. Can we get back to beer?
I'll be done in a second.
You said that about 15 minutes ago.
Well, stop interrupting me, and I will be.
It's only twice you've been.
Was against Indiana. In 2000, Indiana won. In 99, the Knicks beat Indiana and went on to lose the finals. And in 94, the Knicks won and went on to lose the finals in Game 7. And I will never forgive John Starks for that. But in any event, I'm going to switch it back to beer now because Dave had to have a bio break, as has been coined on the show several weeks ago when we had Wanderback Brewing on. And we're using that phrase now, bio break. But in any event, I do apologize to you if I'm getting excited for the Knicks. I do apologize for that, and and condolences to you and the Celtics. Celtics had
Jesus Christ, he's still
Celtics. I'm vamping here until you got back to the.
Oh bullshit! You were still
100%. I would have been done if you were sitting there.
Bullshit.
But in any event, I will be rooting for the Knicks and not the Pacers.
Doug, if you ever bring sports up on the show,
there you go. All right,
you're dead.
Brian Boak just said. Moved on to Monster Mash.
He said that 15 minutes ago when you started your sports thing.
When I kick that, I will put on Blunderboard that is aging. Dave, you and I need to figure out a day when you and I can meet in Wayne at Brian's house, and we need.
I got nothing planned this weekend, by the way. Oh, but you can't do shit this weekend.
I can't do anything this weekend, right? Exactly. I'm shot until Monday. I'm good Monday. I'm good Monday, but
maybe we'll run up there Monday.
There you go. Doug just said, I've cracked a wine barrel aged Imperial Stout, 15%, Center of the Universe Brewing. Awesome.
You made 15%. 50%.
And he also said, who wants to talk about Toronto exploding? Dave?
No, not really. Okay, well, welcome to the 15% Club, Brian. I'm sorry, Doug. Nice. Beautiful.
There you go. I was going to crack my other beer, but I'm not going to. Because I don't have another glass.
The German Shepherd wants you to.
I know, but the German Shepherd one?
The German Shepherd wants you to.
Oh, the German Shepherd wants me to. Oh, he does. His name is, by the way, we've said this before, right? I've said this before. His name is Lucky.
Yeah, so Lucky.
And I'm very lucky that every night when we do a podcast, every Tuesday night, at some point during the podcast, he voices his opinion on whatever we're talking about.
And he's applying peer pressure for you to open your third.
I think he is. And Brian just said, I am most likely around Monday.
Yeah, maybe we'll make a run out there.
It depends on exactly what the traffic looks like leaving the shore on Monday, because while I really would love to come up and hang out and have a couple of beers at your house, I don't want to sit in 5 hours of traffic to do that.
Okay, so everybody please note that John is saying this while he spends between Memorial Day and Labor Day trying to get me to come down to the shore.
Well, if you come down and leave at the right time, you're fine. But you have to do it at the right time.
Well, if you come up and leave at the right time, you got to do it.
Right. No. I've done that. And so have you, but that's fine.
And you know what the traffic looks like. Taillights, cars, lots of cars.
All right, I'm having my third beer. Lucky, you've talked me into it.
Lucky is such a bad influence.
I am. It's look. Hey, you know what? It's a golden ale, and I'm going to see what it's like because I only brought one glass up with me.
Drink it out of the can. A golden can be drank out of the can. You don't need so much aroma.
Well, I could pour a little in and swirl it around, and that'll get rid of the get rid of smoke. That's fine. It's a beer from Montauk Brewing. It's the Surf beer.
I've heard of them.
I've heard of them too. They were on the show.
And if you put your thumb in the right place, it would be the Surf B.
You know what? You're right. It would be the Surf
B for World Beer Day. World B Day.
World B Day. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
So let's swirl that around.
Do a little swirly action
A little
there.
swirly action there. Let me give it one of these.
Hey, John,
So I don't spill it on my
do you
pants.
have a bottle of Great Jones behind you? Oh,
I have.
Is that Great Jones?
That is Great Jones bourbon right there.
I did not know you got yourself a bottle of Great Jones.
I have a bottle of Great. That was a birthday present from the lovely Jessica. That's what that was.
Is it sad that I can pick out Great Jones just like that?
Not at all, sir. Not at all. All right, so I'm having this beer.
Oh, we have a
I'm sorry.
Oh, we got a comment.
I'm having this B.
And it might be timely while he's on break.
It might be timely while he's on break.
Yeah.
Let me just take my obligatory picture here.
And he's not on break anymore.
He's not on break? All right.
I don't know. Maybe
he might be. He might not be. Tom Mobile. He's on break. Hey, guys, still at work, but finally got a slow moment. Sláinte,
you glorious bastard.
Sláinte, you inglorious bastard. Because we're all inglorious bastards.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a little more inglorious than most of us.
No, I think we're all tied, but we have different levels. Some days he is, some days you are, some days I am.
That's true.
And then Brian Boak just said, we should be drinking mead for World Bee Day. You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Should I go?
No. You can't. You can't. And while I have a commute and you can just roll out of bed, you're drinking a 15% barley wine. You can't have any mead. Brian is right, but we missed our mark and we can't do it now. So.
We did. He's not wrong. And I'm actually really just kind of like, I've got my little hoard of Melavino left.
I have one bottle of Melavino left. That's it.
I've got, I think, 6.
I'm sure Sergio has several. We could probably hook ourselves up with a couple more.
We probably can. And speaking of Sergio, man, I would love to get to his restaurant soon. He's closing in Montclair. He is going to close.
He's going to close in Montclair.
I wonder where did he have the duck ragu?
No, that's fine. But that was in Metuchen.
Okay. I gotta get back there. That's such a good restaurant.
But that's expanding. Metuchen's expanding, so that's why he's closing in Montclair. So
excellent.
So there you go. So get down there. But we'll talk about that on the show. But this is pretty solid golden ale. I mean, it's nothing. Look,
Jesus Christ! I wish I was with Doug right now. Look what he's opening. I've never heard of such a fucking thing.
He just said, good suggestion. I've got a mead on hand made with pawpaws.
Pawpaws are the fruit that no one uses for anything anywhere, and is so prevalent in the United States. You will walk past so many trees that have pawpaws and not even freaking know it.
Why? What are pawpaws, Dave?
I forget what it's the fruit of. It's not a pawpaw tree. You would think it'd be the fruit of the pawpaw.
You would think it would be a pawpaw tree.
But it's not what tree.
It's not the dogwood tree.
Is it the dogwood?
It's not.
It's not the dogwood.
It's not the dogwood.
Oh, you're trying to segue.
I'm trying to segue exactly. There.
I see what you're doing there. It's just, I guess it is the pawpaw tree.
Pawpaw, dog. You know, that's
toe beans and all that.
Right.
Toe beans.
Those were the original lyrics that Dolly wrote.
Yes, they were.
They were.
Wow, I sang that well enough. You understood what I was trying to say.
Oh, please, come on. I'm not 20. I knew what you were doing. All right. So
no, I was just impressed myself that I could sing it and get the chord progression well enough that it was understandable.
Jolene.
I've got a problem with that song. If Jolene can take your man away, he's not good enough for you.
It's very true.
You know,
and I've often thought that, but
I'm just saying. If he's that much of a shit, find somebody else.
Well, yeah.
If he's
100%.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. That brings us to we're gonna circle back to one of the days we talked about before was
near and dear to our hearts.
National Rescue Dog Day.
And someone needs to go rescue Lucky because he's
Lucky went back in. He's sleeping now. And I got a cute little story really quick. It'll take 10 seconds. So the other day, Jess and I are sitting out in front of the house, right? And we're looking up the driveway, and
with the
neighbor's
gnome
house, you could see we're at the gnome, right? And we could see Lucky, and he's looking over from their deck, and he seems taller. I'm like, is Lucky standing on his hind legs? No, he's not. He can't be. But he seems like 4 feet taller or 3 feet taller, like significantly taller. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Walk back there. They put a chair for some reason on their deck, and he was standing on the chair and looking over, like, how the hell are you this tall? Like, it was pretty funny. You had to be there, but it's cute. Anyway, so our top 3 list tonight, because of National Rescue Dog Day, okay, is top 3 favorite dog references in beer. Top 3 favorite dog references.
Not top 3 favorite dogs in beer.
No, not
because no one puts dogs in beer.
Not at all. Top 3 favorite dog references in beer.
Doug's right. We did at the beginning of the show, Doug.
What did he say? Oh, yes. He said, lift the glass for Norm from Cheers after George Wendt passed away. Yes, we did it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we absolutely did.
And we'll do that. But we didn't. We said Norm several times. It's George Wendt, obviously, is the actor. Norm, George. Gonna miss you, buddy.
One of the consummate beer drinkers in television history.
100%.
If not the greatest beer drinker in television history.
What would you say to a beer, Norm? Get in my belly. Yeah. I know. I combined 2 different entertainment things. But
that's beyond Nick's metaphor right there.
I know. Anyway, so top 3, going back, top 3 favorite dog references in beer. Top 3 favorite dog references in beer. Samurai, start us out.
I'm starting off with my honorable mention, and that is Six Pack Brewing. God rest their soul. They're gone now. And Mark, Six Pack Brewing, the reason I love this reference is it's 6-pack. So you would think he was a 6-pack of beer, but no. It's because he had 6 dogs. He had a pack of 6. And every beer that he made was named after these 6 dogs. He only made 6 beers. They were just all variants on the same beers named after these dogs.
Sure.
And I can't remember the name of the one that he did the sour off of, but the name of sour after that was my favorite beer here of his. And he had from I think Dachshund all the way up to what was the big I think was Lab was his biggest. No, he had something bigger than I think he had a Great Dane. I'm not sure, but he had a bigger dog. Right. So that's my
that's your honorable mention.
That's my honorable mention. Number 3 is The Dogfather. Obviously, playing The Godfather, and this is from I just forgot the name of the brewery. This is I wrote it down. Damn it, I did write it down, didn't I? Please. Oh, Laughing Dog. Laughing Dog. Were they out of Idaho or Montana? I think they're out of Idaho.
I think it's Idaho. Laughing Dog's Idaho. Yeah.
Laughing Dog's Idaho. The Dogfather, the label is actually the movie poster from The Godfather, but it's a dog. And it's not just the reference itself is really cool. I love the reference, but it was an Imperial Stout. It was really fucking good Imperial Stout as well. Laughing Dog made some really damn good beer, and The Dogfather was my favorite of theirs.
Gotcha.
So that's my number 3. My number 2, I'm getting very, very local here, and one that is just an emotional story, and that's Good Dog Stout from Ghost Hawk. Mm-hmm. We've had Steve on the show. Steve went through a very, very bad time. He lost some people that were very close to him, and somehow or another, he just wound up adopting this dog.
Good Dog Stout, right?
Yeah, and he was on the show. He was telling us the story, and he says that dog saved his life. He was so damn down until he adopted this dog. So I think that's a very, very poignant one for National Rescue Dog Day. But my number 1, and this beer has been brought up many times. One of our top 3s was favorite places to sit and drink a beer. My number 1 was to sit in the Lake Placid Brew Pub after a long hike and drink an Ubu. Mm-hmm. Ubu was a chocolate lab that lived in Lake Placid. I'm sure it had its own owner, but pretty much was adopted by the whole town. It was just very well known everywhere, so they named the beer after that. And incidentally, a lot of the late 70s and early 80s TV shows were made by a production company called Ubu.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you've heard, if you're as old as us, you've heard the line "Sit, Ubu, sit," from that production company, and it's actually the same dog. The person who ran that production company was from the Lake Placid area. So Ubu has been immortalized. The dog has been immortalized a couple of times. But and also Ubu, there was a time that I kind of gave up on craft beer. There was this lull in craft beer where there just wasn't so much good stuff being made after a little bit. And I really got into wine, and I went up to Lake Placid,
Hmm.
and we were in I forget what restaurant we were in. The Iron Man parade was going on outside, and I ordered an Ubu. And I was like, this is really, really good. And after 3 of them, I thought it was even friggin' better, and I thought I could dance.
Yeah, right.
Because it's 6.5, which at the time when I first had it, it was like kind of a massive ABV for a beer. It's before we're getting into the 15%. So,
Obviously.
yeah, but 6.5 was actually pretty. It was called a British Strong Ale, I think is the way they build it.
British strong ale, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And also Ubu, Lake Placid Brew Pubs, Ubu. Clinton, the President Clinton was up there at one point, had some of it. And then after he had it, he would have kegs of Ubu shipped to the White House. He was a big fan of the beer himself. So
Nice. Yeah.
How's that third beer doing for you there?
It's going good. I'm just drinking. I'm enjoying it. It's Montauk the surf beer, right? It's
the surf beer.
I had it in the fridge. We were going to do 2 tonight. You mentioned briefly that you might do a third. You didn't say what it was, and even if you did say what it was, I was not doing a 50.
When I said I might do a third, this was not the one I had in mind.
Right. So I had this in the fridge, so I just grabbed it out and had it in my cooler with me.
The third one that I had in mind, I would have to have done before the 2 we drank.
Yeah, there you go.
So
well, which is why I should have done this before the 2 we drank. So
you can't taste it.
I can't. You know what? I can. You know, the top of the glass I couldn't taste. Now it's coming around. Now.
This is more of a natural progression from the smoke to this beast.
Gotcha.
And this is a beast.
Gotcha.
Oh, right. Don't read Doug's comment yet. You go with yours.
Yeah, I'll go with mine first.
Yeah.
There you go. Just got to change one thing here.
I do like Doug's 3 here though, so we'll get to them.
All right, so we'll get to them. So, here we go. I will mention my honorable mention first. I have to do my honorable mention first.
This is how these things go. Yes, John.
Okay. And I do have to apologize ahead of time for my honorable mention. Okay. Because it's part of pop culture. And it's something
like the Dogfather is not pop culture, but okay.
It's part of pop culture, and it's something that was big back in the day, if you will. And unfortunately, it was something that was promoted by a particular brewery that we all have disdain for. Okay. And that would be Mr. Spuds McKenzie. Okay. Now, while I do not like Budweiser, and I have major disdain.
It's not Spuds that you liked. It was the women he was surrounded by.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
But Spuds McKenzie, those commercials were fantastic. And I got to be honest with you, being a former, marketing and advertising,
it was genius marketing
industry. It was genius. It was great. Spuds McKenzie was fantastic. That was
stats. And that was a English Bull Terrier.
It was an English Bull Terrier, 100%, right? Okay, but my top 3 are, my number 3 is Turbo Dog from Avery Brewing. Not Avery, I'm sorry.
Not from Avery.
Abita. I'm looking at ABITA.
Are you reading?
And Avery? I read Avery, right? So
I'm the one drinking.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
No, sure that's not 15%.
No, it's 15% golden ale. What the hell am I drinking?
Wait a second. Hold on. Any brewer that's listening right now, I dare you do a triple golden.
Triple golden. A triple golden. There you go. So Turbo Dog from Abita Brewing.
I'm I'm pretty certain that when my son and I went to New Orleans, we stopped at a barbecue joint in Mississippi, and I think I had a Turbo Dog there.
Okay. Yeah, I think you did.
I'm almost positive I had a Turbo Dog.
We talked about this. We talked about this. Okay. And my number 2 is, and you know me and brown ales. Obviously, Turbo Dog is a brown ale, right? But
yeah,
you know me and my brown ales. Old Brown Dog from Smutty Nose.
Think about Old Brown. There was 2 versions of Old Brown Dog.
Mm-hmm.
There was I can't remember what they called it, but there was an imperial version of it.
Imperial Old Brown Dog.
I don't think that's what they called it though, but there were 2 versions of it. I loved both of them. And what I love more about Old Brown Dog is that I've said this before. I love Ubu in cans and bottles, and it's done at what Saranac I think does it, right? No, not Saranac. Who does it? Somebody, but it's not like you have it at the brew pub. It's not all that great.
No, not much.
And the closest I could get to Ubu down in this area was Old Brown Dog.
No, it's Matt's. Yeah, so it's Saranac. Yeah,
it is Saranac.
It's Saranac.
And I just they don't do it right. No, how can I say no offense to them when I just said they don't do it right? But so the closest I could get to Ubu down here was when that imperial version of Smutty Nose's Old Brown Dog came out. What the hell was that called? There was a stronger version of Old Brown Dog.
It was part of their they had like a lab series, and that was part of that. I remember having it too. I just don't remember what it is.
Oh, I remember it now. Older Brown Dog.
Older. Oh, that's right.
They called it Older Brown Dog. And there was a stronger version of Old Brown Dog, and for me, that was as close as I could get to Ubu.
Fair enough.
In a bottle.
There you go. My number 3. I'm pulling away. It's still in, and I'm using air quotes, folks listening to the audio podcast. Craft, okay, because according to the Brewers Association, this is a craft brewery.
Okay, right? I know you're going already.
It's not necessarily a beer, because we're talking about dog references in beer, so it's not necessarily.
You're talking a brewery.
I'm talking about a marketing poster.
Oh, poster.
The dogs playing poker on the Yingling poster.
Yes.
That is a fantastic poster. I've had several of them. It's anytime one rips and I don't have it anymore, anytime I do get out to Pottsville and
another one,
I get another one. So it is a fantastic poster.
Maybe that's what we'll do this weekend. Maybe we'll get up to England. Carrie's never.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite brewing. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite dog reference in beer. It's my favorite dog poster for beer by any means.
Because I was hoping that I'm very happy you never went with Dogfish Head.
No,
it's not a dog reference. It's a shark reference.
It's a shark reference. That's not a dog reference. Because they say dog and it's a shark reference. I'm going to put up Doug's comment too. And I got something to say too, because I actually completely forgot. And I did love the one beer he's talking about, but let's put it up. Here you go. And Doug said, love Smutty Nose Old Brown Dog, obviously. Abita Turbo Dog and Hair of the Dog Brewing's Adam. Adam was a fantastic.
Yes.
Was amazing.
Well, that's why I said don't put Doug's comment up yet, because I knew that 2 of them were on your list.
And what's better than Adam? Cherry Adam from the Wood. Doug, have you had Cherry Adam from the Wood?
Oh, I've had that beer. That beer is fantastic.
Cherry Adam from the Wood.
Yeah.
Have you had that, Doug? That's fantastic.
That is an amazing beer.
That's amazing. That's an amazing beer. It really is. Hair of the Dog Brewing is I
haven't had them in
great stuff.
God, it's been a long time.
Forever. It's
been a very long time since I've had anything from Hair of the Dog. Are they
it was
still
funny.
around?
It's the first time I had Adam.
Are they still around?
I believe so. I could be
wrong. Did you have Adam before Eve did?
No. First time I had Adam. Well, we talked about this on the show before. Obviously, when I wrote that article about Spite and Dival last year.
Yeah.
And we had him on, and he has not. Cherry Adam from the Wood is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
If you can find a bottle of it, get it and drink it and enjoy it. Cherry Adam from the Wood, amazing.
Yeah, they're still out there.
They're still out there. Yeah, I thought so. So, last I checked, they were. That's my point, right? And I haven't checked in like a while, but last I checked, they were. And I haven't heard anything to the.
Oh, wait, whoa. The tasting room has closed. Thank you for 29 years.
Oh, wow. All right, fair enough. But they're still brewing.
They do, and they have an online bottle shop.
He said, no, Hair of the Dog is closed.
The tap room is, they still might be brewing, though.
Well, in any event, Doug, if you can find somebody with a bottle of Cherry Adam from the Wood, just get it. Get it. I mean, if it's ridiculous, if somebody wants a ridiculous amount of money for it, then don't, obviously. But if it's a
and do what you need to
somewhat
do
affordable, get it.
Do what you need to do to get that bottle. Call Tom; he'll give you some ideas.
There you go. In any event, where was I going with that? I was going somewhere. Oh shit. Oh no, Adam. Yeah. So the first time I had Adam, my cousin Adam, who first brought me to Spite and Dive 20-something years ago, he's the one that brought a bottle of Adam over. I had that. And the first time I had Cherry Adam from the Wood, he brought that over as well. So
very nice.
So there you go. But I did want to mention, and I'm not even throwing it out. I'll mention Ellie's.
Okay, so Doug's saying they don't even brew anymore.
They don't even brew anymore. Yeah.
Well, it's the leftover stock that's on the line.
There you go. Ellie's brown ale from Avery was a tasty brown ale too. I just want to mention that brown ale. It's not even an honorable mention, but it was a tasty brown ale. Ellie's brown ale.
Okay, so we've got to figure out how to, because they're still selling stuff.
We need to figure out how to get at least Adam, but moreover Cherry Adam from the Wood.
I got to see if they will actually ship to Jersey, because I will absolutely.
And he said, yeah. Oh yeah. First he said they do not brew any more leftover stock still online. We need to figure this out. I'll get some tomorrow. So let me know. If you find
I'm trying to order it right now, and let me see.
Online store, Dave. You are correct. Here you go.
Let me see if I can do it. Yes, I'm over 21. I don't know if they'll ship here, but we'll see. And the thing is, I don't think they're going to care too much about the law.
At this point, yeah. What do they have?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Force them out of business? That is an absolute shame. John, what's my apartment number again?
Cherry Adam from the Wood. It's
$6 bottle.
For Cherry Adam from the Wood, or just Adam?
Yes, Cherry Adam from the Wood, $6 a freaking bottle.
I need 3 of them. I will send you.
I'm ordering 6 actually. For me.
6. Order 9. I will give you $18. I'm not even kidding. Order 9. I'll give you 18. I'll send you $18.
Oh Jesus! I gotta go back now. I was just still filling out the checkout form.
Hold on. This is fantastic. The last time I had Cherry Adam from the Wood was February 26th of 2012 at Spite and Dive with Adam.
That's cool. And the interesting thing is, it's been so long.
They actually call it an Adam beer.
The interesting thing is, it's been so long since I've had it. I don't even have it checked in.
Cherry Adam from the Wood, or just Adam?
Either.
And he said they still have Don.
And they've got Don as well. Yes. But I'm only ordering this. I'll be right back. Get my wallet. Be right back.
Go get your wallet, because I get order 9. I need 3. Order 6. That's fine. I'll give you the $18. Yeah, just order 9. I'll give you the $18.
I've already upped it to 9, and you're giving me 25.
Oh, the shipping?
No,
or you just want a big?
I'm just gouging.
There you go. There you go. Doug, jump in on that. Get some Don. Get some Cherry Adam from the Doug, I'm not even kidding. Order Cherry Adam from the Wood. Get it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you need to. You definitely need to. Let's
put it this way. When I was giving lesser, like more realistic ratings, I can't say more realistic ratings, but lower ratings for certain things, and he said, "Get Don. Trust me."
I've got an order number. Oh shit! Now I gotta go back and get Don.
There you go. Get me 1 bottle of Don.
You should have told me that before. I friggin' you should have told me that before. So that's
ratings,
Don. Okay, so Don's in a they're $25.
Don is 25. Is it a bigger bottle?
It's a 16.9.
Cherry Adams from the Woods, a 12-ounce bottle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that.
All right. Whatchamacallit? I gave it back when I was giving. I don't want to say more realistic.
Oh shit! I ordered the wrong thing. I ordered the 2020. They've got back to 2016. Okay, so we're putting in another order in for 3 more of these. 1 for you, 2 for me.
Okay. So 4 altogether?
No, 2 for me, 1 for you.
No, I'm saying in addition to the 3 and the 6 that you already did.
Yeah. And
so it's 4 altogether for me, 8 altogether for you.
And the Dons, they have the 2023 and the 2022.
Let's see what. Hold on, let me see what's
$5 difference. What are you looking up there? Do you look up? You're not looking up on tap rating, are you?
I'm just getting a global. They're all good. 2022 and 2023. You have?
They have 2023 and 2022.
Get the 2022.
Okay, so I'm going to order 2 bottles of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the cart. And now we're going to view cart. Okay, so while I pay for this, why don't you do the outro?
Interaction on the show. And I'm going to do the outro right now while Dave pays for our beer. Anyway, on that note, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Don't check out, really. Brian just said, order some for me. I can Venmo you, he said.
Order some what?
Tell him what you want, Brian. He'll put the order in right now.
Yeah.
And then before that, he said, I just kicked Monster Cake, so Blunderbore will go on tap this week. And that's fine. Blunderbore is fantastic. And order some. He can Venmo you. And then
what do you
said,
you want?
Adam from the Stone is nice too, but Cherry Adam from the Woods is my favorite. Just go with that. That's fine.
Okay.
Cherry Adam from the Woods is on. Brian, let Dave know what you want. He'll put it on there. You'll Venmo him. There you go. On that note, while we're putting that up, I'll throw the comment up as soon as you tell him what you want. You want 1 and 1. You want 2 and 2.
I can read it. Okay, whatever. Okay,
everything is good up to $50. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you go.
So we're gonna do it. We're gonna give him a minute. We're gonna give him a Don.
It's
25, and I'm going to do 4 of the Cherry Adams from the Woods.
So what I'm getting. There you go.
Alrighty.
There you go. All right. On that note, while Dave pays for our Hair of the Dog beer, we'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast and playing along with us and paying attention to us ordering beer at the end of the show, we apologize for that. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGEROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. or Eastern time or so. And for those of you that want to just listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. We will talk to you next week on our post-Memorial Day, the day after Memorial Day show. And we will talk to you soon, folks. And any notes? What is that? 5.7.
So from a technical point of view, it was a 5.7.
Okay.
From an entertainment point of view, it was about a 9.2.
All right, guys. So I'm going with a 9.2. I'm going with a 9.2. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk next week, folks. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care.
Don't drink a 50% beer and get behind the wheel.
Don't drink a 50% beer and don't drink a 50% beer and get behind the mic too. You don't want to do that. So there you go.
Oh no. That's some gold right there.
That is pretty golden. Yeah, I get it.
That can be fun.
Cheers, folks.
Hey, yeah, and the thing is, here's another thing. Don't drink a 50% beer and then go start ordering beer.
Yeah, nothing good can come of that.
No.
All right.
Oh, amazing can come of that. Who knows?
Well, yeah, we'll find out in a few weeks when he gets the beer. So there you go. Take care, folks.
Or you can be very popular in the great.
This is true too. Take care, folks.